Good morning, beautiful beings. Today, I was guided to share some information with you on pain and heartache and to do a little energy work around those. So, come on. So, it's to begin with, we are currently living in a reality where a lot of us are able to access multi-dimensional thinking. And that starts off with having many different perspectives. But then with the different perspectives that we have, for those of you who are interested in how you shape your reality, what you put your attention on is what grows. So when you can have many different perspectives, you can grow many different dimensions in yourself, in your work, in your relationships, in your interactions. I just don't want my puppy to eat my sunflowers that are on their way out, so I'm giving them a little extra sun this morning. I have a little beautiful bird watching me as we're talking. I'll try to show you. That one. Wait. There. Oh, flew away. Sorry, that was the puppy and the bird have a little bit of a rival going on. So, with this said, when there are many different dimensions, there are different laws and truths that function in different dimensions, and it sometimes is hard to know what is true in the moment and what is right and wrong if you're just going from a mind or theoretical perspective using logic. Truth, as I mentioned in another talk of mine, is relative on the environment that you're in. There are different laws function differently within different mediums. Through the medium of water, the physical laws will function differently than through the medium of air, then through the medium of fire, then through the medium of earth. So it's important to be aware of what medium you're in. And sometimes that's hard because we're in such shifting times. So what I was guided is the most accurate way to determine what the truth of the moment is to sense with your heart. But the problem is that a lot of us, especially those empathic ones, the light weavers, that are here to influence with a high frequency consciousness into the collective, or a high frequency love bandwidth into the collective, being so open and so empathic in a world that has not valued that so much can lead to the experience of being crushed or wounded or betrayed or misunderstood, ultimately to heartbreak, to heartache. And though heartache is a gateway to greater understanding, and sorry about the vehicle that is very loud that's driving by. I live in an area where there's a curved road, so it'll get louder soon, but I think it's a motorbike. Yeah. Anyway, I'll just try keep talking a little bit louder. Heartache is a gateway to greater consciousness and greater understanding, just as the Prophet Khalil Gibran said that pain is the understanding. Pain is the breaking of the shell that brings understanding. And, from the Pleiadian perspective, pain is a tool to deepen your ability to sense. Because really, if you really study pain, if you examine it with your consciousness, it's just a deepness that is very overwhelming and raw. Pain and joy, grief and joy are the opposite ends of a spectrum. From the Arcturian perspective, pain, because they're here to use structure and technology to to heal and clear, it's a indication of a blockage where there isn't flow, and the blockage could be due to the overwhelm. A person goes into shutdown and doesn't let themselves flow, but then that can manifest within the physical body and being. And from the Elohim's perspective, they're here to form new realities. For them, pain is a form of sculpting. So when you notice that there is pain, in that noticing, there's an opportunity to expand the heart, to expand the consciousness, and in that expansion, structure your life in a different way or in a new way from the wisdom that's come from that pain. So there's different collectives that view pain differently, all, with a similar stream of it being a pathway to greater awareness that can allow for a choice that can be more conscious of how to go forward in a way that allows for greater flow and for more evolved structuring of your life or of your reality. There's a lesson to be learned in the pain, in other words. So we've had quite a few activations lately with the solar flares, the Schumann resonance, the crazy astrological alignments. I believe there are 6 planets aligned right now. So those of us who are here to sculpt the frequencies and realities to a higher degree would be purging a lot right now, and there would be circumstances coming in because we're holographic to trigger us into that purging, whether that's just a realization during yoga, as one of my beloveds just had, or a relationship that comes in that highlights what programs you're holding that are not allowing for that flow, which some of my beautiful clients are having, or just being at that time of your cycle where it's time to purge. If you are still at that stage of your life and you are a biological female going through the menses cycle, there are a lot of triggerings that are happening within your physical 3rd and 4th dimensions that are allowing for that purging. So what I'd like to do here is just to help assist those who are currently facing these blockages and going through these purgings. We're going to be working again with sunlight, birdsong, nature, spirits, energies, and really we're just going to be using the really simple tool of breath. So in order to get us into the breath, I'm just again bringing some golden frequency to balance all extremes so it's easier to come into your body. And as we're breathing and coming into our body, I just want to create a container around each person who is working with this cleansing, a container of protection, a cocoon of light, just so that they are not disturbed by any parasitic energies, any vampiric energies, as they're unblocking and coming back into flow and emanation. And we ask that this container be placed around all those who are now coming into a greater activation of heart emanation until they have stabilized. And the frequency of the light will be strong enough to ward off any parasitic or vampiric energies or thought forms or programs or anything like that. So we just create some protection with the golden energy, creating a golden cocoon. Okay, so now I'd like you to just begin rhythmic breathing. So this is just a gentle form of breathing that allows you to come into a deeper state of relaxation. For some of you, that breathing can be quite fast. For some of you, it can be quite slow. For some of you who have learned to do the quantum breathing, there can be a holding still point at the end where you're breathing in the prana from other dimensions, from life, from nature. There can be multi-dimensional breathing from all your parallel selves and all your different life experiences that are happening simultaneously, where your consciousness is at, or just breathing in the life force that creates all creation. So just allow yourself to breathe in a way that is resonant with where you're at. It's very important to not try. So let's just breathe rhythmically in and out at your own pace. Just enjoy the sensation of this for a moment. And as you're breathing, we invoke the heart intelligence of the infinite source of creation and the sacred heart to bring in a field, a vibratory field that is enhanced and activated by the beautiful Elohim collective, the Arcturian collective, and the Pleiadian collectives, so that this field may now come into the toroidal energetic flow within the human heart, within the sacred heart, within the heart of the source intelligence that is emanating this being that is doing the breathing, this beautiful love energy. We activate that field around the heart, and now we speak with the soul of the sun, the core energy of the sun, to ask that the sunlight now enter into this field, activating it further to begin a great dissolving of all programs, structures, forms, fragments that are within the collective field of the heart, of the sacred heart, of the source heart, that is creating discordance, that is creating blockages, that is creating pain from this lifetime, from all lifetimes, from parallel lifetimes, preventing the connection to the heart in a way that allows for harmonious flow, that allows for perceiving clearly, that allows for sensing clearly, feeling clearly, and loving clearly. And we just ask that the toroidal spiral flows within this field now begin breaking up and dissolving any more solid structures. We ask for the assistance of your highest self to help with this clearing. We ask for the consent that your highest self take over if there's any resistance, any difficulties working with this, sensing this, seeing this. Let the higher self just take over with this assistance of the sun, the soul energy, the Pleiadian, Arcturian, and Elohim. And we just breathe this in for a while. And just clear. We also ask for additional clearing on the throat chakra for any of those where the blockages have filled up to the throat. Okay. Now as we're doing this, we just bring some golden energy to ease and balance and bring some grace to the clearing that has been initiated and activated now. And we'll continue on after this breath work, after this healing, after this activation. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Okay, so if you can just bring yourselves back. So this is just a little bit of something you can do anytime you feel the pain come up, the blockages come up. Just to bring in your higher self and any more advanced intelligences that you're working with, as we brought in the Arcturian, the Pleiadian, and the Elohim intelligences, forces, as well as the force of the soul of the sun. Okay, lovelies. Well, that's all I wanted to do. As the activation continues, things may come up and we're just going to clear them. And also you may notice some fragments returning, parts of yourself that you discarded in this lifetime or past when the pain was too much, that were holding some of the pain as the pain begins to clear. And if you have any questions, or if there's anything that comes up and you'd like some assistance with that, please just put in the comments. And I send you so much love, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.